What is up, everyone? It is Diecastbuffet here again. Guys, we have a 1998 Tony Stewart Busch Series Pontiac Grand Prix in the studio. And guys, there is a lot of lore with this paint scheme. I did some research. We'll be talking about that in today's video. So without further ado, let's get a closer look. Alright fellas, here we go. This might be one of the most interesting diecast reviews I've ever done because there is so much to talk about this paint scheme. How inaccurate the diecast mold is, why there's so many different variants made of this car and they look way better than this, and the history behind this car and where it raced at. You won't even believe the racetrack this car raced at, okay? There's so much to talk about here. So we're going to do a quick little look on this and we'll get to all the history and all this stuff as we go. So this is from the Winter Circle line in 1998. This is part of a movie promotion. The movie was called Small Soldiers. Never seen it. I think they had a Nintendo 64 game or something. I don't know. Anyways, they had a partnership with Joe Gibbs Racing or whoever, because I think Bobby Labonte had a Small Soldiers car. You have your little card back panel here with the card in front of it, like that. You got your car right here in a little bubble dome. This was kind of a generic packaging. They would change it up here and there, like they might change out the 50th anniversary logo. This is actually a sticker on there. So this is, you know, they probably mass produce this and they put the little sticker there depending on the production run. Here's the back panel of it. Not much going on there. Much prefer the 2000s era because I felt like this was a little bit more tidy. You do have a little area for autograph, which would be kind of cool. This is also a massively overproduced diecast. Now, with this being a movie production car or promotion car, it probably got produced pretty darn early in 1998 because it would be wanting to, you know, promote it and whatnot. Back in those years, in the Winston Cup era and even some of the Nextel Cup era, even for the Busch Series at that time, they would often have the promotional stuff out way ahead. And when the car was actually put on track, it was very inaccurate to it. So like the Shrek cars and stuff would be very inaccurate by the time it went to the racetrack. So I'm going to go ahead and carefully open up the package here. I'll be right back. Here we go, folks. Brand new out of the packaging. I just want to say this real quickly. It's fascinating how a car that's been sitting in a sealed clamshell for 27 years and it doesn't stick to it at all. Like the plastic where like it sits in the packaging, it doesn't stick to it at all. It just pops right out. That's fascinating. All the winters and summers and all the crap that could affect metal and plastic and the clear coat, and it doesn't stick and rip it off or nothing. Like the actual clear coat in the car. It's fascinating how all that works. So good job on Action Winter Circle in 1998 or wherever this car was made. So as you can see, this is a very, very different diecast mold than many of you are accustomed to. And I'll be honest with you, it is incredibly inaccurate. For whatever reason, they decided to make almost all the cars back then very bulky. I don't understand why. Like, they clearly have the technology to make accurate castings. Don't believe me? Go look at a lot of the Matchbox cars, the Hot Wheels cars, and there was different, retail lines for different diecast brands throughout the years. But even on a 1/64 scale, they were able to make significantly more accurate toy cars, quote unquote. This thing looks ridiculously bulky. I mean, I mean, you can make it like a generic, like little short track car if you wanted to use it as a donor or something. But if you look at the 98 Pontiac, which let me see if I can find one right here. Yeah, here we go. I got one right here. Check this out. Look how much more like aerodynamic. This is a 1999 Tony Stewart Habitat for Humanity car. Look how aerodynamic it is. Now look at this. Yeah. So you can clearly see why they changed the diecast mold. This one, I think the last year of production was 1998, I think. They had the same thing with the Monte Carlo. If you look at a Dale Jr. AC Delco Busch Series car from 1998, it has a very similar, incredibly bulky design to it, which just, it looks like crap. Fortunately, by the end of the 1990s, they had an amazing Pontiac mold and an amazing Chevrolet Monte Carlo mold that they still use the Monte Carlo mold to this day. The 98 Daytona 500 race to win, that one got produced on verbatim the exact diecast mold that was concocted in the late 90s. So great job, Action, right there. So the hood of the diecast here, you have Small Soldiers all over the paint scheme. Now, for those who don't know, because I'm anticipating a lot of people that might be watching this have never seen this paint scheme or know anything about it. Tony Stewart was driving in the Busch Series in 1998. This was a one-off alternate paint scheme that you won't believe where it raced. Myrtle Beach. Yeah, Myrtle Beach, back in the Busch Series. I didn't even know they ran Myrtle Beach in the Busch Series in the 90s, but apparently they did. That's how long ago it's been. So he ran this car there, and he inevitably had an issue and just totaled it. Like, absolutely smoked it. So if you have a couple of these just laying around, they're extremely overproduced, by the way. That would make an incredible wrecked custom to made. I mean, he absolutely destroyed the car. So, yeah, that's the story behind this paint scheme, racing at Myrtle Beach in 1998. Now, one thing I'm seeing here is the headlights look like the chrome or whatever it is has just kind of peeled off. What this probably is a silver printed or stamped decal. It's not your traditional decals they use, and it probably just eventually worn off. This is the effect you see on like the 18-wheeler diecasts, where it has like parts that are plastic, but it's like painted with chrome, and the chrome just literally just disappears. I can't explain it. That's probably something we're seeing right here with the headlights. There is a ton of contingencies all over this car, which is pretty interesting to note. The mold for this got is so like, it looks like a late model. That's how like flat and the diecast body looks. It's just crazy. Got Pontiac Grand Prix though, front end's not even lined up. That's unfortunate. Left side of the diecast. The 44, I don't know what the biff they were thinking, but the white decal is so transparent that the background effect is see-through it. So it looks like it has like green like crayon markings, which I mean maybe it adds a little bit of aesthetic, but you know, it just, that was something they eventually would correct in the years to come. Making sure the opacity of the white decal was bright enough so if there was a, you know, another decal behind it, it wouldn't be transparent and see-through. So the decals are so hard to read on this. I don't know if y'all could see it on camera or not, but I mean, there's a ton of late 90s decals. Like I can see Goodyear there. I could see Pristone. I could see the NASCAR. This was the 50th anniversary. This wasn't the 75th. Here's a 75th anniversary diecast. You can see it from 2023, 1998. That is crazy. 25 years. I'm old. I know. Got Shell Pennzoil, or no, just Shell. I'm so used to the Kevin Harvick, Joey Logano days. This paint scheme actually looks pretty cool, though. It's like a, I don't know, like a battlefield or something. I don't know. It looks crazy. Got Wix air filters there. Tony Stewart. Got your B-post decal. Got Goodyear. I love the Goodyear there. That looks cool. Like the black Goodyear with the yellow outlining. That actually looks pretty cool. Now, these wheels look like they're the same exact wheels they would use up till, I think, 2006. Maybe the font's just a little bit different, but the actual casting of the wheels looks pretty similar there. Go to the back end of the car. I mean, the Pontiac. Look at the spoiler on this thing. Like look at that. That's crazy to me, man. Yeah, you could tell this was not the most accurate casting of the late 90s Pontiac, which pretty much didn't change its shape from 98 till 2002 when it was retired. You can see a little bit of the texture of the paint, so when they sprayed it on, it wasn't a really smooth paint job. You can see a little bit of texture on the spoiler. Yeah, 44 right there, Shell, Pontiac, once again. Go to the right side of the diecast. So I mentioned earlier in the video how, or I think I did, that there's a different variants of this car in terms of the diecast mold that was produced. The 124 is made on verbatim almost the same exact diecast mold that his 2002 cars would be made on. Obviously the quality would probably be better, but like the physical casting, it's made on that. The one I just showed earlier in the video is what I'm talking about. This Pontiac casting they used from the majority of 1999 up till 2002. The 124 looks like this, right? Which is accurate of this small soldier's car. And the action version of this car that came in the plastic reclosable clamshell, it's overproduced till the cows come home, by the way. There's like, I don't know, 14,000, I think it said on the production quantity. But anyways, it's made on that same mold I just showed you, but I think it has like rubber tires and it might have a hood opening. I'm not sure, so it's probably a little bit more of a heavier die-cast mold. Regardless, it's a million times more accurate from the brief photos I've seen than this. Also note, the side window is not even there. That is fascinating. Go top of the car, I have a little bit of a gradient there, which is pretty cool. Got 44, which really reminds me of the Morgan McClure Cup team. You know, the number 4 Kodak car. That's what it reminds me of, that font. And you go over here to the deck lid, and you have some characters. Again, I've never played the game, or is it a movie, or whatever the biff it is. I have no idea what it's about. But I just know that they made a crap load of diecasts in the late 90s. So, again, the 124 looks pretty darn good. The action, because there's technically a difference between the Winter Circle and the action cars. The Winter Circle one you would find in your normal retail stores. They're kind of meant more to be played with, whatever it be. And the action version of the diecast were more or less, you could get it at a diecast dealer, or you would go to your, what is it, the race shop, at the race shop. They'll have like tents and, haulers or whatever is selling the merchandise, and that's where you would pick up the action ones, or you could probably order them online. They probably had some sort of like catalog. So there's 2 different variants of it for 164. This one looks horrendous. I'm just going to keep it real. I was not going to do a diecast review on this, and I said, you know what? There's a lot of history to it, so I wanted to hop into the diecast review. I mean, look how wide the rear of the car is, and look how much narrow the front is. Like, my mind is just, I don't know, this diecast mold. Like, it would make a cool little, like, just 164 short track, early 2000s looking race car, just like a little fictional one. You could probably turn it into pretty easily. I don't know, my mind's just going crazy with it. So here is the little card that comes with it. It's actually really freaking cool. You have like this digital kind of a, what do you call it, a computer chip, whatever, CPU, whatever biff thing. Background there. You got 98 DreamWorks Small Soldiers Pontiac Grand Prix. If that's the same DreamWorks I'm thinking of, that probably explains why Shrek was on Tony Stewart's car in 2004 and Bobby Labonte's. They were made by, all the Shrek movies were made by DreamWorks. You got Winter Circle, NASCAR Small Soldiers, got the Tony Stewart signature. Really cool old school hat. You got the fire suit. Pretty cool stuff. Go to the back card of it here, and you could just see all the different things here. That's so cool, man. I miss when we used to get detail like this. Like, it shows the Pontiac, it shows the model, all that stuff, the team owner. That is really cool. I'm just saying, I really wish they would bring this back for the current day, like Winter Circle line or something. Just a little bit of a detail behind the drivers. Like, they used to do this all the time for NASCAR Diecast, right? And then they stopped doing it. And I feel like this is a good way for the young fan to kind of get to know the driver. If you buy the diecast of it, it gives you a little bit of a brief detail of the driver. I think that's kind of cool. So you got this right here. You could read this, but it does mention, where is it at? Myrtle Beach, right there. July 11th, 1998. And the car, let's see. Okay, this is past it. Okay, so maybe it wasn't produced early in 1998. I don't know. Because it says he ran the car there. He naturally destroyed it, unfortunately. I didn't see much of it. I kind of like skipped through the race video because I was trying to get an actual photo of the car and I couldn't find it. Like, you look up Tony Stewart 98 Small Soldiers car, you'll see a gajillion diecasts of it. So I couldn't find photography of it. I probably could eventually, but my point is that when I got to the car, the first thing I see, the whole, like, what is it, left front or right front was destroyed on it. But it's fascinating because I think Myrtle Beach is actually no longer here. I think they actually bulldozed that track. So if that's the case, that's sad, but if that's the case, that just makes it more just fascinating to me. And also right here it says, and he is being touted as one of NASCAR's up and coming stars. Sure enough, he would go on to win like 3 or 4 races the next year, as he would be a Winston Cup rookie in 1999. 3 championships later. And yeah, he had a pretty good NASCAR career. And then he became a team owner, won a Daytona 500, won 2 championships as a team owner, 1 not driving. He pretty much did everything in NASCAR, so fascinating stuff. And oh yeah, did the Indy 500 double, a lot of cool stuff. Thank you all for watching one of the most wacky, weird diecast reviews we've ever done. Why not? You know what? I did that 97, what is it, David Green car. It was so random. Why not do another wacky 90s diecast? Maybe we'll make a thing of this, doing the most wacky looking diecast I can find and doing a review on it. That's all for now. Have a blessed one. And for all your normal diecast shopping needs, make sure you use promo code Diecastbuffet over there at Circle B Diecast. You can save on shipping today with that code. And if you're wondering if this car is overproduced, it is. I mean, literally, there's probably 10,000 of these things floating around that haven't even been opened. Who knows? Maybe there's only 2. I don't know. That's all for now. Diecast Buffet signing off.